let's talk about the function and the parts of the human eyes and how do they work. Now let's begin. Eyes is an organs of the visual system. They provide living organisms with vision, the ability to receive and process visual detail, as well as enabling several photo response functions that are independent of vision. Eyes detect light and convert it into electrochemical impulses in neurons. In higher organisms, the eye is a complex optical system which collects light from the surrounding environment, regulates its intensity through a diaphragm, focuses it through an adjustable assembly of lenses to form an image, converts this image into a set of electrical signals, and transmits the signals to the brain through complex neural pathways that connect the eye via the optic nerve to the visual cortex and other areas of the brain. Parts of the human eye and how they work. The anterior chamber or aqueous humor, posterior chamber, suspensory ligament of lens, sclera, cornea, pupil, uvea iris, ciliary body, choroid, aqueous humor, hyaloid canal, retinal blood vessels, optic nerve, retina, macula, fovea, optic disc. Number 1. Conjunctiva is the membrane covering the sclera, white portion of the eye, also covers the interior of your eyelids. Conjunctivitis, often known as pink eyes, occur when this thin membrane becomes inflamed or swollen. The other eye disorders that affect the conjunctiva. Pingicula, accumulation of protein and fat deposits in the conjunctiva. Pterygium, a non-cancerous growth that develops on the conjunctiva. Subconjunctival hemorrhages. It is broken blood vessels. By generating tears and mucus, the conjunctiva helps lubricate the eyes. Also aids in immunological monitoring and prevents microorganisms from entering the eye. Number 2. Sclera. Sometimes known as the whites of the eye, it covers more than 80% of the eyeball's surface. On the exterior, the sclera is smooth and white, but on the inside it is brown and has grooves that help in this proper attachment of the eye tendons. Tendons are strong, flexible tissues that join muscles structures such as bones and, in this case, the sclera. The episclera is a thin layer of tissue that lies on top of the sclera. The episclera has tiny blood vessels that supply the sclera with nutrients. Sclera also provides stability and protection for the eye's inner workings, but it is also flexible, allowing the eye to move as needed to see different objects. When the sclera gets inflamed, the condition is referred to as scleritis. If the episclera is inflamed, the resulting condition is known as episcleritis. This condition can cause redness, eye pain, blurry vision, and lead swelling. 3. Iris. Iris, the colored part of the eye, and is unique to each person. This structure is located in the front of the eye, between the cornea on the outside and the lens on the inside. It regulates how much light reaches the retina by controlling the size of the eye's window or pupil. The iris also performs what is known as a accommodation reflex. This is the eye's instinctive ability to shift focus from nearby to distant objects. This action requires adjusting the pupil's aperture, meaning the shape of the lens, and convergence, the ability of the eyes to work together. Number 4. Pupils. The pupil is seen as black dot in the center of the iris. Pupil is essentially a hole that allows the eye to focus on the things in front of it. They open and close to regulate the amount of the light that enters the eye. Light enters the eye via the lens, which focuses light rays through the pupils into the retina. The difference between the centers of your pupils is called your pupillary distance. When it's dark, our pupils dilate or expand wider to let in more light. This increases the scope of our view. In bright light, our pupils contract to a small diameter to protect our retina's delicate photoreceptors. Cornea. Cornea is a clear and protective outer layer of your eye. Together with the sclera, the white of your eye, the cornea acts as a barrier against dirt, infectious microorganisms, and other substances that can damage the eye. The cornea also plays a significant role in vision. It has the ability to filter out the harmful ultraviolet light from the sun. Chronic exposure to UV light may lead to inflammation and other complications, including cancer. Verse 6. Uvea. The uvea is the eye's middle layer. It is located underneath the white part of the eye. Sclera. It is composed three parts: the iris, ciliary body, and choroid. These structures control some eye functions, such as adapting to varying levels of light or object distances. If the structures get inflamed, the resulting condition is referred to as uveitis. Number 7. Choroid. This vascular layer is located between the sclera and the retina of the eye, delivers the nourishment through blood and oxygen supply. To the retina's outer layers, it is the source of life that keeps the retina functioning effectively. Number 8. Retina. Retina is a sensitive membrane that covers your eye's rear surface. Images are transmitted to the retina when your eye picks up the images. Conditions that affect the retina. Number 1. Diabetic retinopathy. Diabetes complication caused by damaged blood vessels. Number 2. Retinal detachment. When the retina detaches from its normal position. Number 3. Retinitis pigmentosa. Deterioration of special light-sensitive cells in the retina. Number 4. Retinoblastoma. Formation of cancer cells in the retinal tissues. Number 9. Eye muscles. Muscles arise from the eye socket, orbit, and work to move the eye up and down, side to side, or in circular motion. Number 1. The superior rectus attaches to the top of the eye and moves the eye upwards. Number 2. The inferior rectus attaches to the bottom of the eye and allows downward eye movement. Number 3. The medial rectus attaches to the side of the eye adjacent to the nose and helps the eyes to sweep inwards towards the nose. 4. The lateral rectus attaches to the outer side of the eyes and moves the eyes towards the temples. Number 5. The superior oblique. It originates from the back of the eye socket and attaches to the top of the eye. It rotates the eye inwards, front to back, and downwards. Number 6. The inferior oblique. It arises from the front of the socket near the nose and travels inwards, attaching to the bottom surface of the eyeball. It rotates the eye outwards, front to back, and upwards. 10. Macula Lutea. Light rays are focused on the macula lutea when an eye is looking directly at an object. The macula lutea is a yellow oval area in the retina center, back of the eye. The center of the macula is known as the fovea. It is a section of the retina that is in charge of sharp, detailed central vision. It is also called visual acuity. It has high concentration of cones. These are the light-sensitive retinal cells that provide high visual acuity. The macula lutea has a high concentration of cones. These are the light-sensitive retinal cells that provide high visual acuity. 11. Eye lens. The lens of the eye, or crystalline lens, is the transparent lentil-shaped structure inside your eye. This is the natural lens. It is located behind the iris and to the front of the vitreous humor, or the vitreous body. The vitreous humor is a clear, colorless, gelatinous mass that fills the gap between the lens and the retina in the eye. This lens is held in place by a fibrous membrane known as zonuli of Zinn, or the lens suspensory ligaments. The lens changes its thickness and curvature, allowing the eye to focus on objects from varying distances. If your lens has an irregular curvature, you're more prone to develop astigmatism. Cataracts are another lens-related visual disorder in which the lens becomes opaque or hazy, impairing vision. 12. Aqueous humor. It is a fluid substance that fills the eye. It is divided into chambers. The anterior chamber is situated in front of the iris, whereas the posterior is situated right behind it. These layers enable the eye to keep its shape. The liquid is evacuated by the canal to eliminate any accumulation in the eye. Glaucoma may develop if a person's aqueous fluid does not drain adequately. 13. Ciliary body. It is a ring-shaped tissue found behind the iris. It attaches to the lens through the zonular fibers, or fibers of zinc. It also holds and regulates the movement of the eye lens, hence keeping the lens shape intact. The structure involved in the production of aqueous humor. 14. Optic nerve. It is a bundle of about 1.2 million fibers that transmit visual information to the central nervous system or brain. There is one nerve per eye connecting each eye to the brain. Vision loss may occur if any of the nerves is damaged. 15. Optic disc. It is the place at which the axons of retinal ganglion cells join together and mark the beginning of the optic nerve, or the second cranial nerve. It also serves as the entrance site for major blood that nourish the retina. 16. Fovea centralis. The fovea centralis, or the central fovea, is a tiny depression in the retina that houses cones that help with proper vision. It is located within the macula.